Okay. I'm not sure how much of this you can actually see. I'm not doing this to get anything, specific. Just want to show. I'm going to be test fitting, taking the old mirrors off, which, here, I'll crank this down. Taking the old Saturn mirrors off, and test fitting a set of BMW M3 mirrors. They're e36 M3 mirrors. I bought them cheap because they do fit. I can go ahead and get better ones, whatever. But while I'm here, might as well record it, show some people, so that if anybody else is interested, they can. This pops off, one clip here, slides down into the door panel. The mirror that I got does have wires for the light. Luckily, all Saturns have this foam. If you're not using the foam, then you don't have to. But you just pop one out, you can have wires go through. Sorry about that. So this piece is the foam that goes right in here. You can see the mirror has a spot for the wires for either the adjustment or the defrost, which this one doesn't have. But in the foam itself, it has two different spots so that you can pop the foam out. I'm pretty sure this is for the top bolt, but they didn't remove it. And then there's a slot here as well, which I don't know what that's for. But I'm going to probably just run my wires through the slot so I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to remove any of these. And then let's go ahead and just remove the mirror. Because once the mirror is off, we can see better as to where this one's supposed to mount. And who knows? Maybe at least one screw hole will line up. Maybe not. Maybe none will line up. But I will have to probably remove these studs and put them into the mirror itself. I'm going to need to make a template to drill out the holes. And if you're doing this at home, be careful with your mirror. A lot of mirrors, you take out the bolts, they're just going to fall right off. Mine, I know my car, I'm on a little bit of a hill. It's not going to pop off. Plus, I have the rain guard on the back that holds it right at the top. So we can see looking at this. Somebody previously used silicone, which I hate. But there are these studs. And then this is the foam, which we can pop off. And you can see, here's your mirror. This will be for your adjustment. You can also see there's a hole all the way through. That's just for your vent and everything, so it's not holding air while you're driving down the road. Somebody used silicone. I absolutely hate that. But now that we're here, what we're going to do is we're going to take our M3 mirrors, which have the cup we can take off, and we can see how far off are we. Very far off. Very, very far off. That's okay. So, let's go ahead and change something up a little bit. I'm going to go over on this side just to see. That is a lot different. I will probably need to make my own cup for here, because there is nothing over here that lines up. Let me grab you. Oh, that does not want to come through. What happened? I think that broke. Hold on. There we go. So now that I have you, this is the opening that you end up with. That is a little bit different. You can see where it's supposed to sit and nothing lines up. So let me go ahead and figure this out quick, because I do need to drill these holes, not the openings. The openings here are to mount the mirror itself to this backing plate. So I think that bottom one will actually line up. And if I can figure out where that bottom one is, I can figure out where the rest of them are and line it up. So I'm gonna go figure that out, and then I'll be back to you guys. So I'm going to say, for anybody doing this at home, make sure you make a good template, because you don't want to mess it up. It's not worth it. It's not worth trying to rush it and, you know, get your spot wrong. So on the stock mirror, where'd it go? Right here. Oh. These studs have an end on them, which looks kind of like a reverse Torx. Take a 4mm, which in order to get that out I just used a pair of channel locks, but it is a 4mm, and you're able to unscrew it. As you can see, it's a very, very, very rough thread, or coarse thread, that goes into the plastic itself, and then a very fine thread for the nuts on the car side. So now we got those out, we can go ahead and put them into here, which is going to be very difficult, just because they are going to want to go very crooked. And I have a suspicion that it's not going to want to go all the way in. It's going to start poking right through the back. So I'm going to go until they start to bulge, and then I only have the two bottom ones in at the moment, because I want to make sure my hole is good. As long as that is alright, then we will go out the top one, which right now I don't have power out here. So doing this is a little bit harder. It just split. These are probably not the right screws to be using here. Mine just split right there, but it'll be alright. Let's just make sure this goes in. That was the wrong spot. 100% was the wrong spot. I should have went. Right there. I'm just checking things. Oh, I haven't drilled out the back one yet. The back one needs to go up, just slightly. Now to do that, I don't really know exactly how I'm going to do it. I guess, I guess we don't need that one, we can just run this one. As long as I can get that top one alright. This is what we're going to do. We are going to take a second to reset, and I'm going to drill out this top one a little bit higher, just so, because right now it's sitting like this, it needs to sit like this. Bottom two need to be flat. So I have my template over there. I'm going to drill it out and I'll be back. So we made it to this point. Congratulations. It goes on. I can put these two nuts on. This is going to be a little bit of a pain because how close it is, but if you've worked on that type of Chevy, that's normal. The Saturn is the only type of vehicle that I've seen where 3 bolts, easiest to get to. Because there's always one right here, one right here, one right here. You can get straight to them. This one, I'm going to need a wrench for. No big deal. So, now we're going to deal with this. This is the old foam that went in between the mirror and the door. How did it get in there before? There were slots for it, and so it went on. We don't have that now. We won't have that, and I don't care for it. So I should probably open those holes up just a tiny bit more, but it's fine. So there's going to be one right here and one right there. That's not exact. I'm not worried about it. What we have to do, we have to put this in place, poker 2 holes, so we can go all the way through with a screwdriver, which, don't worry, I'll grab that and everything. This, we go just like this, and then, let me go get a screwdriver and I'll do this. Now, you can always use something different. I have, right here is a Torx bit screwdriver. You just, all the way through. Simple. Or, because this one's going to be a little bit harder, that one is actually pretty good. Right there. Now, because I like going a little bit extra, I'm going to take this tool right here, which I don't even know what it is. I'm going to go through right where that screwdriver was, just to cut flutes so that, you know, it doesn't struggle as much going through. And because we can't have this anymore, this little lip, we're going to have to cut it off. So let's do that, and then we should be good to test fit the mirror again and hopefully have it mounted. Now, there are some concerns here. The main one being that this is going to be visible up here and down here. I'm going to probably fiberglass this later on, just so I can then paint this the same as the backing for the mirror, and we won't have any issues. It is foam, it will squish, does not need to be perfect. So we're going to test fit. First the mirror onto here, which you can see it's not perfect. I see a problem. So you can see these indents here are where this washer is. That needs to go through this. The washer needs to be on the back side. So there's a few things that we can do here. What I'm going to do, just because I think it might be the simplest, is I'm going to unscrew from here and then screw it onto that. You might make the holes a little bit bigger so that screws in easier. Whatever you choose, make sure that it is reversible, because you will need to get back here again to put this mirror itself on. We put that through there. That's set right there. Okay, there's still a problem. This is too much. So let's see if this is going to work to get rid of some of it. Again, this doesn't need to be perfect. You can make these holes as big as you want. I didn't want to, but I'm going to have to anyways. No big deal. Again, I haven't done this before. I don't know of anybody else that has. I don't actually think there's anyone out there that has done this yet. If there has been, maybe they found a way to get around it. Maybe they just didn't use this and they just made their own backing plate. So that's still a problem. But we'll figure that out in a second. Right now I want to see where is that hole? So that's right there. Okay, right there. I want to see how it fits up. Once I put the nuts on, it will pull it in. It won't be perfect. As you can see, the backing plate is a lot smaller than this, so I'll fiberglass this later on. As long as we can get these in, it's no problem. Not bad. There we go. I think I'm going to enlarge those. I do have my hand drill, so it is a little bit easier. I'm going to go backwards on this one, just so I can get rid of this burr and enlarge it. The other one I won't be able to go backwards, so I do have to get on the other side. Again, this is all me. You guys can do a different way. See, I hit the backing plate that we were having an issue with. That's going to be in the way. But we'll cross that path when we get there. Right now, holes are a bit bigger. It should be a bit easier to slide this in. Lines up pretty good. Even with the hole larger, still does not line up perfect. You can see that hole in the front, which this front hole you do not have to worry about. You're probably not even looking at it, are you? I'll just bring it closer so it's a bit easier to line you up. So, this front hole, you do not have to worry about. That is on the outside of your weather stripping right here. Weather stripping goes right here. In here is all you need to worry about. Which, there is this bottom slot. I can see the light when I push on it right here. I don't see that being a problem after I fiberglass it. So what we're going to do, we are going to get this on. We are going to get this out. We're going to take it out of here, which actually went nice and simple. No problems. The way this is mounted, I don't like. I don't like it at all. It's Phillips head screws. It sucks. As long as you take your time, should be okay. If it breaks, I will be returning them. No big deal. What we're going to do, we have to find out which holes it is. I'm going to do that one. Right there. And if you do make your own backing plate, you do have multiple holes to worry about. Doesn't matter which ones you go to. After I get this on, because I'm going to take my time screwing these in and out, just making sure that the threads are good. After I get this on, I'll be back. So, as you can see, it's on. I did bend this out a little bit, which is easy to put back in. No big deal. I'll repaint it later. Biggest thing I was worried about is this right here. I just want to get these right through here, which I did take a quick look at the other side. This slot is actually for the cable for adjusting your mirror, because the Saturn has the adjustable little knob on the driver's side that the cable goes right through. I don't know if that's what it was meant for, but that's what they're using it for. And yeah, right here is where the bolt is. As you can see, fits perfectly. I'm not hooking these up right this minute, so I'm just going to put them down in there. And then this flips right on. Let's see if my cutout still lines up. It does. Lines up perfectly with the mirror. I am going to need some help to adjust these because I hate adjusting manual mirrors on my own. The stock one was also manual. This one is the same way. But that little shake that you see is actually the door itself. The stock mirrors had the same type of little shake, but because I had this holding them down and this, it wasn't as visible, but I'm sure that's going to be no problem. I like them. They're going to need some adjustment with the foam and making my own and making everything look perfect. But right this second, I like them. I don't see a problem with them. They look good. Once they're done, hopefully I can have a whole overview of the car for everyone, just so, you know, everyone can see what I did, all the customizations. But right now, I hope this helps somebody out there. If you hate it, let me know. If you like it, hopefully you can do it yourself. Hopefully this is actually pointed at the mirror. I don't know what the view is on this thing. I don't know how much you can see, how much you can hear, what little you can see. I'm gonna have to edit the video later and see, you know, how everything works out. If it is complete crap, probably won't post it. If you are seeing it, it was good enough. It's not gonna be perfect. I don't care. I need to clean up a lot around here. Some of the silicone that's here, some of the overspray, but it's not bad. All right. I guess I'm gonna go over and do the other side. Since the sun is coming over, I might not do it until a little bit later. I have nothing else to do today except for drive the wife to work, so that I can have the car. So if I get that done today, there'll probably be pictures posted somewhere, either Instagram or TikTok or something like that. I don't know, but I guess I'll talk to you guys later. I like it.